back to the run home. It's been such a big build-up to this game. It's Collingwood taking on the Fremantle Dockers tomorrow night at the MCG. And all our talk has been about the Fremantle Dockers. So we thought we might give an opportunity, depending on how it goes, to a Collingwood fan. One of the biggest Collingwood fans in Swoop Luke. He's got 13.7 thousand followers on Instagram, just a few more than Damien Martin. Swoop, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, fellas. How you guys going?
Yeah, we're going really well, mate. We're excited for this game. But tell us a bit about yourself and how you've become to be so popular amongst many of the Collingwood fans.
Look, I needed a bit of an outlet after the 2018 grand final loss. My parents weren't having any of my wins. Mate, I'll talk to a camera, put it up online, and how it goes, and kind of just took over from there.
5 goals up in that game and got done by the West Coast Eagles. Does that still hurt a little bit?
Look, I've seen that many gifts of goal sheet sent to me over the years that it kind of doesn't. It's all kind of good, but you want to win that grand final when you're 30 points up. What can you do though?
Swoop Luke, your one-stop pies page. I went there looking for pictures of 4 and 20s, and I thought I'll get a couple of different pies. Turns out it's non-stop Collingwood. Where did your love for the pies begin, mate?
Yeah, so it really just began in primary school, and you get to your friends in primary school that kind of go for all the certain teams. I happened to click with a couple of Collingwood supporters. The love kind of comes mainly in high school. When you're a bit older, you can go to games and enjoy them more. And the 2010 grand final didn't hurt my love for the pies, that's for sure.
Now, what about life without Buckley and Eddie Maguire? Of course, they've been big personalities, big names over there in Victoria. Is life better without them since Fly McRae has come in, or do you miss the big personalities?
It's kind of like a double-edged sword, really. Like life with Fly and the new administration, you can see what it's done for us. From 17th to playing off in a semi-final in 1 year has been incredible, but. It comes off the back of Buckley's work, comes off the back of, even Malthouse. Eddie Maguire, of course, is instrumental in all of this. And you can look back and just say thanks for what they've been able to do, the processes, the club that they've brought in. But now it's Fly and Brown's turn to kind of take over and take us into a new era.
Surely, as a digital creator, you do miss those big names, though. They must have provided a lot of content because they didn't mind putting themselves out there sometimes in awkward positions or awkward situations. But I do want to ask you a question. You love your Collingwood pies. Yep. You're hosting a dinner. Yep. You can invite 5 people to sit at your dinner table that all have relationships to the pies. Who would those players or coaches or members be?
Yeah, cool. So it'd have to be, off the bat, Paul Lucuria. I absolutely love him. I got to interview him last year, and he has so much knowledge, vice president of the club. A couple of new guys as well. I'd love to have Mason Cox there. I just think he has so many wonderful stories, and, we can just talk about the 2018 prelim all we want. Darcy Moore, Peter Dacos, Nick Dacos, because as if you wouldn't invite Nick Dacos to a dinner you're hosting. But who would be my last one? You know what? I'd probably actually invite Lee Matthews as well, because taking us to the promised land in 1990, I wasn't there for it, but I think he's one of the greatest coaches that's ever lived. The Lions triple premiership and teaching Fly as well. So all Fly's coaching comes from Lee. So yeah, I think Lee would be amazing to have.
Hang on, can you just recollect those 5?
So it was. Paul Curia,
1,
Mason Cox,
2,
yep, Peter Dacos,
3,
Nick Dacos,
4,
Lee Matthews.
5. What happened to Darcy Moore?
Did I have Darcy Moore in there as well?
Oh, Luke, I've got you on here as an ambassador of all things Collingwood, and the bad nickname they have is 2 teeth and that's it. And now you've given me 6 instead of 5. This was your platform to defend Collingwood and all innuendos. Oh, mate.
I've created another stereotype that we can't count.
It's good to see you've left out Brodie Grundy, another person that doesn't want him at the football club. How do you feel about Brodie Grundy being left in the dark?
Man, look, it sucks. Like, I love Grundy. I love the way he goes about it. But, yeah, we were talking about Eddie Maguire and the legacy that he kind of left and the salary cap and Treloar and all this sort of stuff. I'm not privy to any of those details, obviously, because I just run a fan account. But I'd be absolutely shattered, and so would 100,000 other Collingwood members if Brody Grundy does in fact leave.
What about this Dockers team? They're coming there. There's going to be a lot of Magpie supporters. 80,000 we're predicting to take on the Fremantle Dockers. Are you worried at all? And what do the Pies need to do well to get the chocolates?
Oh man, just let me praise Fremantle for a second, because their season has been amazing. Their last couple of seasons have been really good. But having to come back from, 42 points down last week against a Bulldogs team that just looked like they were going to run over the top, absolutely incredible, absolutely incredible. But in saying that, I think that was their grand final. Hayes, I don't see him getting up. 42 points down. That takes a lot of energy out of you, I would assume.
Mate, I'm enjoying having a bit of fun, so I'm going to play another game with you if you don't mind. Kiss one,
okay.
Marry one, leave one on a stranded island, and your selections are Scotty Pendlebury, Jamie Ellett, and Jordan De Goey. Kiss one, marry one, leave one on a stranded island.
Oh God. Marry one, Jamie Elliott, because he's single. So I don't want to get into Scotty Pendlebury's marriage.
Good choice.
So it'll be kiss Scotty Pendlebury and leave Jordan De Goey on an island. I think you'd have fun on the island with yourself.
Do you find a way to have a bit of fun? Now, do you think Collingwood will leave him on the island, or do you think they'll give him another deal? And where do you see him playing next season?
Yeah, no, I think it's either Brody Grundy or Jordan De Goey personally, and I think Jordan De Goey stays. He's too instrumental. Like, you saw what he did last week. Those 2 late quarter goals that could have won us the game, and his in and under work, his clearance work, it's just second to none when he's up and about. I'm sure there'll be a clause that he can't go to Bali mid-season ever again, but I think he'll be in the black and white, and I think we'll see Brody Grundy leave.
Now, I'm not on Instagram. I'd be too popular if I got on there. I don't want to blow it up. But you would put some content out there. What's the best bit of content that you've put out there for the fans?
One thing that I absolutely loved was last year I created a parody song of, that Billy Joel song, We Didn't Start the Fire?
Yes.
Yeah, I created a season preview, a season review of that called With No More Maguire. So it was just about it was like a music video of how the year panned out, and it was pretty funny. I had lots of fun. I'm a musician, so I had lots of fun recording and writing lyrics to that song.
We've spoken about the Dockers game. You're saying they're going to beat our Freo Dockers. Take us through the rest of the run to the finals. And do you legitimately believe they could take it all out?
Look, the Collingwood bias supporter in me says that we can take it all out. It just seems like one of those miracle sort of seasons where, we played in 11 wins in a row. 8 or 9 of those were very, very close wins. It just seems like, not making a grand final is kind of it just doesn't suit our season. But in saying that, we have to take on, first we've got to beat Fremantle. So if we do beat Fremantle, taking Sydney on at the SCG, which is pretty much, a Sydney fortress, is going to be super hard. But I would love nothing more than to go up against Geelong again after what they did to us last week and just come out of the park. I don't think we lose to Geelong again if we play them in the grand final.
And I would love nothing more than another Dom Sheed moment this weekend, Saturday night. Instead, though, it's Michael Walters with the winner to beat Collingwood by another small margin, because you've had a lot of those games this year. Let's call it 3 points. Swoop Luke, thanks for your time. Thanks for being a good sport.
No, thanks so much for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
There you have it. Swoop Luke, big Collingwood fan. Follow him on Instagram. Make it 14,000. It's going to be a massive game. We can't wait. But up next, it's Melbourne and Brisbane from the MCG. Your call team is Jared Waitley, Anthony Hudson, Jared Healy, Nathan Jones. All the best for the weekend. We'll join you next week.